John Herman. My book is a memoir on an old man who was in the fashion business for 60 years.
The old man what?
I'm the old man who's in the fashion business for 60 years. So it's a tell-all about my life in fashion. It's what the photographers scream at the models, at the people in the front row of a fashion show. Uncross your legs so we can see the models as they run down the runway.
What is your favorite designer?
I never say. Rudy Gernreich, a long time ago. Rudy Gernreich has always been my favorite designer.
And who was your favorite model?
Well, she's a good friend, and she's my muse, Ali McGraw.
And what would you like our society to know about fashion?
What would you like? What would I like? What design?
Our society to know about fashion.
That is transient, and it never stays there. Don't take it seriously. Just listen, look, and wear what you want.
State your name and tell us about your book.
Okay, my name is Christy Cashman, and my book is called The Truth About Horses, and it's about a girl named Reese Tucker who suffers a couple of horrible tragedies, and along with it has to try to find the racehorse that her mother raised, and she also has to rekindle her relationship with her father because they've been estranged from each other after the tragedy. So they navigate their way back to each other. It's about horses, but it's mainly about a relationship between a father and a daughter.
And your book has won awards.
Yes, it has. I've won the gold for the Ben Franklin Award for general fiction and silver for teen fiction and new voice.
Angelina, Your Table is Ready, Tales of a New York City Maitre d'.
And which restaurants have you worked in?
Oh my God, River Cafe, Raoul's, Water Club, Minetta Tavern, Le Coucou, my own restaurant, Checky's, which is open in the West Village right now.
Where in the West Village?
13th Street.
Is there an address?
105 West 13th Street.
And
For all the literary people, it's the old Café Lou that was famous with every writer, editor, publisher. Yeah.
And what is your cuisine there?
We're a classic American. We're an American bar and grill. Steaks, chops, and seafood.
My favorite.
Yeah,
And
most people.
What is your favorite story about being a maitre d'?
God, I mean, I wrote a whole book on him. My favorite, Jackie Gleason. When Jackie Gleason came to the restaurant.
My name is Liz McNeil, and I'm one of the co-authors of JFK Jr., Intimate Oral Biography. And my partner is Rosemary Terenzio. She worked for John for 5 years. And our book is a collection of stories about John. Over 200 interviews. And you really get to know him in a whole new way when you observe him.
JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette seem to be the topic of the century right now. Why?
I mean, to me, they were endlessly fascinating. And don't forget, John's probably one of the most famous people in the world at that time, in the late 90s. There's no social media, there's no iPhone, there's no iPhone photos. There's a lot that we didn't know about John, you know.
Do you talk anything about
Bestseller, and the book is Once Upon a Time, The Captivating Life of Carolyn Bessette Kennedy.
the Kennedys and Caroline seem to be one of the biggest topics this year. What made you choose this?
What made me choose this was 5 years ago, and 2019 was the 20th anniversary of their accident. And suddenly coming in my inbox, on my email, were stories that I had never picked up in a newsstand or a bookstore. And the more I read, the more I noticed there was a huge discrepancy between what people who knew her said about her and what the tabloids tried to portray as a negative.
What is the biggest thing you'd like people to know about Carolyn?
That she was joyful and a compassion-based person, and the friends who really knew her, while everyone appreciated her eye, her impeccable eye for fashion and style, the most important thing was what kind of friend she was, and a caregiver, and a person with just a generosity mindset.
Patsy Tar. My book is Operation Match, and it's about the invention of computer dating.
Would you say that computer dating is a good thing or a bad thing?
I met my husband on a blind date. I've never used computer dating.
What made you write the book?
He's my husband.
Tom Clavin, Throne of Grace.
And what would you like our audiences to know about your book?
It's about the most famous American explorer that nobody knows.
Who, you?
1820s.
And who was that?
Jedediah Smith. He's like the successor to Lewis and Clark. He discovered most of Western America.
Wow. How come we don't know about him?
Better read the book.
Brunt, The Mysterious Case of Rudolph Diesel.
And what should we know about this book?
Well, it's part biography, part mystery. It explains the background of the diesel engine and Rudolph Diesel, who invented the engine. He disappeared in 1913, and at the time he was a big celebrity. And people wondered whether he was murdered by Rockefeller or Kaiser Wilhelm. And in the book, I sort of tied together a lot of global events from that time period, but also explained what actually happened to Rudolph Diesel.
Were the things that happened to him, would you say they're happening to people today?
Yeah, similar. There are a lot of economic and political forces behind what happened with diesel. The diesel engine was critical for war. At that time, you couldn't have submarines without diesel engines. Gasoline, kerosene engines at that time didn't work. So the Navy of every major power in Europe and in America were scrambling for diesel expertise, and he was still the main guy. So it was, his technology was very important, as technologies are often used in warfare and other purposes today. So yes.